live from the Loft 100 studios in sunny San Diego, California. Big Biz Show's on the air. Nobody caught a damn thing, did they? Not a thing. Good to see you. Well, I was recording for TikTok one last time before they shut it down.
Oh my, yeah, we're getting there, right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And there you go.
How many followers on TikTok now do you have?
I have 100,000 followers. Ish.
Good.
Ish.
Lord, man.
Give or take 5,000-10,000 is a rounding number when you get to that high. Come on.
Of course.
A rounding error, I should say.
Ashtray change.
That's exactly right. Great to have you along today. Of course, Mike Costa they're making fashionable colors and larger sizes, I see. Very nice. You know,
world's largest peep.
It is. And it's knitted. It's knitted out of peep.
It
is.
Yeah.
Are you still hiding eggs for the lad during Easter? Are you holding on to the water wagon of holidays? Like you dress up like Santa still?
No, not as much as the boss though. But we were at Costco recently, and she did buy the pre-made Easter basket.
Yeah.
To present him on the.
Did you razor blade the back of it?
No, she checks on stuff like that. Yeah. We still do the Easter egg thing and all that good stuff.
Did you ever see the movie Bad Boys with Will Smith and Martin? And Martin is always saying, "She always knows." Is that the commander?
1,000%.
Okay, that's the gov?
Exactly.
Okay, very good.
I will never get anything over
looks like California might be suing gas companies for gas prices, which I think is odd, considering there are something like 33 taxes that Californians pay on top, and much of it environmental taxes on their gallon of gas, yet in infinite wisdom in Sacramento, they're thinking about suing gas companies for gas prices. You know, what's interesting about gas prices is don't yell at the guy changing the numbers on the gas station. Do you know how gas stations make their money? Chips and soda. They're making micro on gas. They're making almost. They get you in there to buy the multiple.
1,000%.
Have you visited the hot dog roller lately? Because you know you have dreams about the hot dog roller. You know what I'm talking about too, don't you? Yeah, because it's right behind the Slim Jims, and you're going for the Slim Jim and go, hey, wait a minute. I'm eyeballing the hot dog roller. You know, and the markup on that's like quadruple keystone on those things.
Oh my God!
Industrial sausage make it cost like what, 3 cents to make a hot dog? They're selling for $3.
Right.
Come on, let's
grind some shoes together and make one.
Here to talk about that is head of Petroleum Analysis for Gas Buddy. He's been on our program literally for 15 years. Patrick DeHaan. You can also go to patrickdehaan.com and also gasbuddy.com. Patrick, so great to see you again. I know you're busy and you do about 1,000 of these a day, but it's always great to have you back on Big Biz Show, brother.
Thanks, Sully. Appreciate it. You know, make a run to the gas station for those peeps, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mike has a statue out front. Remember the old Bob's Big Boy? It's Mike's Big Peep. Hey, let's talk about. Give us an overview right now, top to bottom, about gas prices across the country. I see you've got the gas price temperature map behind you there from gasbuddy.com. But let's talk about what's going on because once again, California not in the red, by the way, for once. But let's talk about what's going on with gas prices.
Well, Sully, you know, we're getting a little bit of a break here in the last couple of weeks. We had some difficulty. California, by the way, the first state in the nation to make that switch over to summer gasoline, which is different in California because it's mandated by CARB, the Air Resources Board, not the EPA. So CARB actually supersedes the EPA. That transition has been happening really since mid-February, and that's why gas prices in California kind of had led the national average up. But in the last couple of weeks, of course, the banking sector, under a lot of pressure. That's pushed oil down, and some of the refinery kinks that push prices up are now starting to unwind a little bit. So the average price hovering just under that $5 a gallon mark, something nobody wants to see, but we're not there yet. San Diego price is actually down 4 cents in the last week, but still a lofty $4.82 a gallon.
Hey, here's my question for you. First of all, is the summer blend a scam? Is it really a thing, number one? And number two, when you're talking about gas prices across the country, who's got the lowest gas? It's got to be somewhere in South Dakota, right?
Well, you know, South Dakota or South Texas, I mean, the closer that you are to the proximity to oil refineries and oil infrastructure, the lower your prices. So generally the entire South, whether it's Texas or Mississippi or Oklahoma, those states generally have the lowest gas prices and lowest gas taxes. So, and now, of course, I'm trying to circle back here. Is the summer gasoline a scam? Well, 1990 really debuted the Clean Air Act, and Americans wanted to clean up our air. For a lot of populations out there, the ozone readings, right, unhealthy for sensitive groups. That's basically what the summer gasoline programs do, is they aim to clean up air emissions or emissions from vehicles. In a lot of these big cities that have millions of cars running around, small, subtle changes to gasoline can make a big difference. So that's why this is all happening. And a lot of people say it's a myth. I've never heard of this, but a lot of it is fairly new. The Clean Air Act, again, has kind of pushed gasoline to become cleaner and cleaner over the years. And the thing is, it's not so much more the cost of this gasoline, but it's the fact that you take, say, one big pool of gasoline and you're chopping it into about 12 different types of summer gasoline. So all of these pools, instead of being full, are all 1/12 full. And so supply is very tight. And that's why we generally see prices go up every spring. And the same is true in the fall. Then prices fall back when we revert back to that cheaper winter gasoline.
Patrick, I'm about ready to head down to Fort Lauderdale for spring break, man. I'm just curious.
Trading one coast for another.
That's right. That's right. This is going to do well in Miami. What's jet fuel looking like?
A lot of relief for airlines. Jet fuel last year, at the height of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, at the height of all the refinery issues, in New York Harbor, say JFK, LaGuardia, the spot price for jet fuel was $7.50 a gallon.
Wow.
Right now, almost $5 a gallon less. So
wow.
Airlines aren't going to be feeling pressure from jet fuel prices, but they're going to be feeling pressure from those pilot contracts that they just certainly were very lucrative.
Well, Patrick, but isn't, JP1A jet fuel, isn't it bought 6 months in advance? In other words, that's why we're not going to probably see relief for the summer, but we'll probably see relief in the fall with respect to airline prices as it relates to that line item of expense and gas. Is that accurate?
Well, it's not so much a direct line item, right? The airlines have a lot of costs that go into it. And now, because of a lot of airlines retiring aircraft during COVID, they have a lot more pricing power because there's less seat capacity. So they've removed some of the capacity, and a lot of that was because of COVID. So now airlines have more price control. Typically, jet fuel, to your point, I wouldn't say that they don't buy it in advance so much as they make deals and hedge their fuel costs.
That makes sense. Patrick, I got to have you on more, man. I see you all over KUSI, Kogo Radio here in San Diego. We also see you across the country everywhere. Fox Business, CNN. Patrick DeHaan, head of Petroleum Analysis, GasBuddy.com. You can go to PatrickDeHaan.com. Hey, Costa does a gas segment every commercial break.
Hey.